Read this manga. Seriously, read this manga. This is Golden Kamui, or Golden Kamui, or Golden Kamui. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically Golden God. And this is a series that, if you don't know, I've been covering this week by week, chapter by chapter, whenever the new chapters come out. Whenever they do, because it's... And this was what I picked up back in December, because I'd heard a lot of great things about it, and as soon as I saw it out to buy, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to try it. And then almost instantly I was like, I wasn't even past the first chapter, and I was just like, I need to cosplay Sugimoto, and I do. And I was just like, I really need to get more into this. And I picked up the second volume, which was out at the same time, or it was like a little bit after, and I patiently getting up to volume 5. Then once volume 5 hit, I was just like, you know what, the Viz one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to buy manga. I'm gonna buy every single volume of this when it comes out. But the way, the speed of this, the way this has been going, I had to read ahead. I'm sorry, the anime obviously was ahead. The anime is like at the end of volume 8? 7? I think it's volume 7. It's at the end of volume 7, and this volume 6 isn't out until October. Once every 3 months. So to catch up with the anime, considering season 2 is out like in a few weeks' time, to catch up with the way the anime is going to be, we're going to be buying these well into 2021. But for now, we will look at Volume 1 of Golden Kamui. Now this is just after the Japan-Russo war, in which Sugimoto Sachi is a man, an ex-military man, haunted by what he did. He's known as Immortal Sugimoto, in which he kind of would not die on the battlefield. He killed hundreds of people, or well, he killed a ton of people, and now he's trying to pan for gold to try and just earn his keep. And he discovers an incredible story about a treasure map that has a load of Ainu gold. Ainu being the kind of Japanese version of Native Americans. And he starts to look into it, and he befriends a young Ainu girl who helps him out, and they kind of go on this little quest together. One of the things that was well known from the series is bears. There was a lot of bears in this because it's Hokkaido and the things are everywhere. And this what's interesting about this is that it's part of an adventure. It's part Seinen. It's part Kuken. And later on it gets very homoerotic. But yeah, it gets very interesting because there are other people trying to find this treasure map. The treasure map is actually tattooed on a number of convicts, and we meet a lot of them during the series, including one who appears at the end of this volume, which is Shirashi, which is the Escape King, who is known for being able to escape out of almost any situation. We also have other characters who are looking into it, including Hijikata, who is one of the ones who kind of like the old prisoners who's looking into it. He knew all about it, and he's amassing a team. Also the 7th Division, which is a division of military who weren't paid for their services, what was agreed, and they are looking for it. So we have a lot of conflict between Sugimoto and these different factions, and some of these factions join together, some of them split up, and it's very gruesome as well. Like I said, it's a hunting / eating anime. I think Bear Grylls only more interesting and more stabby shoot kind of thing, and it's very interesting the way it's done. The art style is like I said, it goes from being like very like serious, but it also goes from being like really goofy and over the top with some of the faces that we got as well. And it's a great read. Like I said, I read the first volume of this and I instantly needed more. And it's not very often that I get into a series like this. There's some series that were slow burners, like for example My Hero Academia. That one took me, I only got into that because there was a lot of chapters out for it, and I picked up the first volume when it first came out and I was like, yeah, this is okay. And I got more into it as it went on. Same with One Piece, that took a while to get into. This had me gripped by the first chapter. And we need more stuff like this. It's won prizes, it's winning awards and all sorts. So for me, read this. It's this, you can pick it up, you should be able to pick it up pretty much anywhere. I see this in Forbidden Planet. My Forbidden Planet doesn't even stock a lot of the obscure stuff. Traveller Man, Waterstones has them. Pretty much anywhere you can buy manga, I tend to find they've got at least volume 1 and volume 2 of this. Anything after that, it's a little bit hit and miss because it's not popular. It's really good, but so far this and this are like the ones that I'm sitting there going, these are the anime of the year, and they're not popular, so they're not being looked into. But yeah, we will have more of this because I'm going to read through and reread them. One of the interesting things as well is that if you're caught up, is that General Ogata actually appears like at the very beginning in slightly different. He doesn't have his hair flicked down and he doesn't have his scars on his cheeks. But yeah, he appears like straight away. And I thought that was awesome. I really like that. But a lot of the characters do. It's not one of these ones where the characters, the world, we see a lot, but we see a lot of familiar faces, and that's what keeps me going with this series. It's not one of these ones like, say, One Piece, where we haven't seen certain characters for like hundreds of chapters and then they'll appear again. This one's like, there's about 170 chapters so far, and we see a lot of the characters have been well developed over that short period of time. Great times. So yeah, definitely try and find this if you can. Read it. Watch the anime. Get into it some way. It's worth it. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll have volume 2 up as soon as I can. Thanks for coming, and thanks again for staying. Goodbye. Did you enjoy that? Well, we've got some other stuff on the site if you want to have a little bit of look. Nendoroids, gaming, One Piece merchandise, it's all kind of there. So if you click around here, you'll be able to subscribe or at least have a look on the channel. Also, there's some other things just around here. Thanks for coming, and thanks again. Goodbye.